Hi everyone, it's Paula from Positive Energy. I thought I'd pop in today and do some seated lower back, upper back and mobility work with you, just 10 minutes. So if you want to give it a try, come and join me. I've got my normal standard dining room chair, okay? So I'm going to be working sitting and a little bit of work standing behind it, so I will move it accordingly. So take yourself onto your chair, sitting comfortably, not sitting with your back against the backrest, nice and tall. Hips, knees and shoulders all in line, and let's start with our little bit of mobility. So we're going to start with a seated cat. So we're going to just tuck our chin underneath and just start to arch the spine for me. Now the speed of movement is entirely up to you, and we're just trying to C-shape the spine from natural sitting neutral all the way through, okay? So just work through that movement, just move the hands through to the inside of the knee, and it'll allow you to open up the back. If you want to stay down in C for a little bit longer, you can. Let's do one more, and then we're going to start to make that movement a little bit bigger. So I now want you to open up, grab the back of your chair, lift slightly, and then roll round and place your hands just in front of your knees, so you can accentuate the C. Bring your chest down towards your knees. Just one point to make. Try not to grab the back of the chair with the inch of your life. Just gently maneuver those hands around, just opening up the chest and the shoulders. And then just start to maneuver through. Nothing too quick. Fabulous. Okay, so from here what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands on the outside of a thigh. Add some slight rotation. Relax the shoulders. Now at this point you might want to raise your arms up, and then we're going to move to the other side. You can use your arms as a slight lever. Don't stay there too long. We are looking at mobility and working the muscles around the spine. That's lovely. So just raising the arms. Not only that, that'll start to elevate the heart rate a little bit. Move the shoulders through the range of movement that they like. Once you've got the action of the move, you can then look the direction that you're moving. All the way up and down. So now let's put those moves together. We're going to grab the chair, lift the chest and arch forward. Let's just do 2 of these. And then 2 seated side rotations. Lovely. So now what I'd like you to do is either place your arms here or place them on either side of your head and just add that thoracic rotation. Remember, your hips are fixed. I don't want you to pull on your head. So if you feel better mobilizing yourself from here, absolutely fine. I'm going to take a little bit of a side bend now. So I want arms by the side, and I'm just going to start to reach down in a lateral movement. Of course you can do this standing up, but it's quite nice to fix the hips and just mobilize from this position here. If you want to work a little bit harder, you can mobilize and extend your levers, so the muscles have to work that little bit harder. But don't overstretch to the side. Lovely. So now we're going to widen our legs a little bit. Okay, get yourself comfortable on your seat. Okay, and I want you to just roll yourself down. And then start to roll yourself back up. So I'm starting to just accentuate that spine. Lovely. Chest up nice and high when you come back up. And now what I want you to do is think about getting down there and starting to reach towards your ankle. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Always coming back up to centre, resetting and reaching for the opposite ankle. Coming up, nice and tall. Let's do one more either side. And then we're going to go to a standing position. So as you go to standing, always make sure that you can bring your feet in and come up nice and tall. So all I'm going to do is turn my chair to the side so you can see. The foot that's nearest my chair is going to be my standing leg. And I'm just going to start to move that outside leg away from the chair into a nice swinging action. Now as we swing, just make sure that we don't swing too much from the body and it's coming from the hip. Now remember to only take it back to where you're comfortable and slow things down. Point your toe up so when you bring it back you don't stub your toe on the floor. Okay, so really flex and keep that core nice and tight. So I'm coming back to the front so you can see. Also make sure that you're standing absolutely vertical next to the chair and you're just gently holding the chair. So I don't want you over here and leaning into the chair. You stand quite close. Got a bit too close there, look. So then from here, what I'd like for you to do is to just place your foot near your knee. You can go lower down if you wish, and start to open up. Try maybe 3 times, and then we're going to pop into a figure of 8. So just again, working the circulating movement around the hip. So pop into chair. Don't push against the knee. I don't want any pressure on the knee to go that way. So we can either go higher, okay, or I would prefer lower and open the hip. Beautiful. Now you're going to move to the other side of the chair and the chair's going to go the other way. Okay, I'm just going to swish mine around and I'm going to work on the other side. Again, if these hips are quite stiff, just gently maneuver them till they build up that movement within the joint. It's not all about how high, it's about the movement through the joint that we have. Squeeze in that glute as we go. Lovely. So from here, we go to our nice little tree pose, opening up the hip. Again, relaxing the shoulder that is against the chair. It's just there for your balance and your safety. Okay? And then start to think about a figure of 8. Don't forget your standing leg is working as well. So it's not just staying there and doing nothing. And then you could repeat that if you wish. It's entirely up to you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the seated part of the chair. Okay, so we're coming away from the backrest. And what I'd like for you to do is to place your hands on the chair, creating a lovely flat back. Widen out the feet for me. And I want you to just move the legs back a little bit, and I want you to just stretch out the arms. Now whilst you're here, you can move those hips left and right. And then slowly come back up to a standing position. Push the hips forward, back to the chair, really stretch out. Now push that bottom back. And again, you could possibly do some hip mobility and move in a circle. So you can come up to cat stretch here, tuck those abdominals in tight, lean forward. Again, not too much pressure through the wrists. So you could then go the other way and do a little circle, and you're pushing through the hips and pushing back, mobilizing that lower back. And then just walk those hands. This is a lovely stretch. I often like to do this along the kitchen worktop. Just hold on and step back and slowly come on up. all the way. Now another good stretch to do for the lower back is your hamstrings, okay? So you can hold on. Now if your chair is too high, give your leg a little bit of a lift and just gently lean in to that stretch. Don't force these stretches, and that starts to stretch the hamstrings, which go over your hip joint, which again start to stretch out. Take pressure off nerves and things like that. And when we come off the chair, slight bend in the knee, lift, drop down. If you feel that your chair is just a little bit too high, you can go into a stretch that's on the floor. So you can use your chair and we can stretch in. So that's the same stretch there. The chair just accentuates that stretch a little bit more. So you can move between the stretches, put one foot in front of the other and lower down. All excellent for the lower back. Brilliant. So last one that we're going to do today is, again, I'm coming round to the chair. So I'm going to just cross my leg over and I'm going to just rotate, and that's going to stretch me in the glutes. So your bottom muscles here. Now this stretch here where you just cross your leg, brilliant. I'm going to go a little bit further if you wish, depending on knees and hips. Can you see I've just brought my foot up, creating a triangle, and then I'm just going to lean gently forward, which will open up the glutes a little bit more. So if I turn to the side, you can see there's a gap there through my legs, okay? And I'm just going to lean in. So I'm going to try and relax that shoulder. I'm not yanking on my knee, I'm supporting, but I'm leaning, and I'm getting this stretch all the way through this glute muscle here. And slowly come up. Now remember, when you uncross, just slide that leg down, bring it across, rotate round to start with. So it's almost being nosy. You're at a party, you're crossing your legs, being all very polite, and then you want to know what's going on behind you. So you just look over your shoulder. Okay, so if you want to advance that a little bit more, just help that leg up. The hip will go, hands on the front and lean. Now again, if you want to add a little bit more, bring the arm around underneath the knee, and then you can lean, keeping these shoulders down. And there's your little sequence for your lower back mobility using the chair. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's been very helpful, even if you pick and choose a couple of stretches that are going to really help you. The chair's there for support, so please do feel, use it in a safe way to maximise the work that you can get. Any questions, you know where I am. Paula, Positive Energy, Health and Fitness. You can contact me at any time. See you soon.